Hello everybody! We're in an island in the Outer Hebrides, and we could go this way, but I'm going to go up here because it looks like we miss some things if we don't travel up this path. So let's get up the path and then we'll keep moving along. And we are in the last chapter, so it's almost the end. Don't tell me you can't get up there. Well, I know you can get up here. Come on! God, that's so annoying. It makes you go all the way around, doesn't it? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, backtracking is a big problem here in this game because you should be rewarded for exploring, but all you really get is just a big time sink. But we never would have seen that carved on the cliff wall, the big one. Alright, so what have we got up here? We have rocks. I see, I knew it. There was, oh, it's luminescent paint with the spatula and the paintbrush. Okay. No. Oh, that's okay. That was fun. And wow, look at that. This was like a pier area. So, huh. And as we move around here, look, there it is, another ghost. Right in the center of my screen, look at that. He's standing up there. Here, I'll zoom in so you can see. There he is. Creepy. It's a ghost. And there's pictures of the car.
We shall begin to assemble our own version of the North Shore. We will scrawl in dead languages and electrical diagrams and hide them away for future theologians to muse and mumble over. We will send a letter to Esther Donnelly and demand her answer. We will mix the paint with ashes and tarmac and the glow from our infections. We will paint a moon over the Sanford Junction and blue lights falling like stars along the hard shoulder.
Okay, so this is more hints that someone was rushed to the hospital. I think that might have been laudanum with that syringe. And, wow, nice. Look at that. Gorgeous. And the only way forward is to go down and around, so let's do it. I think we're going to eventually find the path, right? I thought I'd be able to finish in this final episode, but I think it's going to take one more after this. And you also notice the contrails. There's contrails up on the is that ghost still there? Is there a spooky ghost here? And this leads to a dead end, but it's now this is a major compound. We finally get to see it's like benzene rings and no. I don't know. It could be anything. Research it on YouTube, but it's or on Google, but it's very, very difficult to figure out what these formulas are. In fact, some of them are just fictitious formulas that don't mean anything. Okay, so obviously we go this way. And more stuff carved into a cliff. Now what's this over here? So we're getting more and more clues with each step we take. Toward the end, of course, we're going to find more clues. Look at that. There. It shows the anti-lock braking system is part of an axle. There's one of the doors from the car. But it should be obvious to most everyone that this isn't exactly an island, like a physical island. Because why would a car, a wrecked car door be here?
There were chemical diagrams on the posters on the walls on the waiting room. It seemed appropriate at the time. Still life abstractions of the processes which had already begun to break down your nerves and your muscles in the next room. I crammed diazepam as I once crammed for chemistry examinations. I am revising my options for a long and happy life.
So it sounds like Esther was involved in the accident, and that was the narrator in the waiting room. But then again, there's still several ways to interpret it. It may be there may be a lot more to the story. Because we've heard...
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
These were the letters he wrote to Esther, apparently, and they never went anywhere. It's really odd. So he wrote these letters that never reached their destination, and that may be because she was in a coma. Could very well be it. There, on a sudden, a light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. And that is from the book of Acts, chapter 20 or 23, I can't remember. That was scrawled on the wall earlier. Well, where do we go now? Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Up this way, right? Yeah. Okay, oh, lavender. You see that? Okay. So we've still got other people to think about in this story. There's Paul, there's Donnelly, there's Jakobson. See, none of this makes a whole lot of sense. We might start to realize that maybe these are representations of people, and there's actually only like 2 or 3 people in the story itself. And multiple people represent one human being. That could be, or it might not be. Now, where's that spooky ghost?
I will drag my leg behind me. I will drag it like a crumpled hatchback, tires blown and sparking across the dimming lights of my vision. I'm running out of painkillers, and am following the flicker of the moon home. When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, they restarted his heart with the jump leads from a crumpled hatchback. It took 21 attempts to convince it to wake up.
Wow. So Paul could be the narrator. He may be talking about himself. Or he may be talking about his son, who was also injured in the accident. We don't know yet. Can I get up here? No. No, it's not going to let me go up. It would have been nice. Yeah, there's truly only one path, and it's the obvious path at all times.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
Interesting. Parallel vapor trails. Look, well, he may be talking about what we're seeing in front of us up in the sky. Come near to Damascus, and was come near... Well, he's talking about Paul again, and now what's this? And he was...
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
And he was 3 days without sight. Okay, so he was blinded for 3 days. That's also, I think, also in the book of Acts. But I don't know which chapter.